Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liztheone TV. I'm your girl Liztheone. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for your girl. So I'm going to hop right into it. Kevin Samuels is dead at the age of 56 or 57 years old. Now, let me start by saying this. I do not celebrate the death or passing of anyone or rejoice in it. However, in this particular case, as bad as this man made a lot of black women feel and the image, the minstrel show he put on for the world, and doing so and going above and beyond the call of duty to embarrass black women. Listen, honey, I'm not sad either. I'm going to say that. Now, the way that this man passed, I'm trying to wait to the 2-minute mark to get this out. But the way that this man passed is not in the most savory way. I guess you can say that he did die alone. He was with somebody earlier. He was in the paid company of someone because we know that he used paid services based off of how effeminate the man was. I hope this was a real woman because he called people effeminate and he had a lot to say. But from what I know, he was with this girl. He complained of chest pains and he may have fallen on top of her. So, like I said, I'm going to say it again. I'm not celebrating or rejoicing in the death of anyone. That's not me. That's not what I do. However, I ain't sad, honey. I will not be crying or shedding any tears. I know that this was the father that a lot of black men did not have. And they thought that his style of delivery was okay, especially for women that you don't know. So, due to the fact that we're coming up on a 2-minute mark, I'm going to say this. From what I know, allegedly, he may have overdosed from cocaine, and the cocaine may have allegedly been laced with some fentanyl. Don't do drugs. I will say that. It's not okay. But I already knew that the man was a cocaine addict and a drug addict. And people are going to get mad when they come on here. But I'm going to tell you how I know. In the beginning of his career, that man always had a piece of candy in his mouth. Okay? Always had a piece of candy in his mouth. So people would send me videos and send me links like, check this out, check that out. But in the beginning, there was always a piece of candy in this man's mouth. Now, pay attention to me. When somebody always, like, every once in a while we'll have candy in our mouth, like, okay, so if we're dieting and you're trying to wean yourself off of sweets and stuff like that, you'll have a piece of candy in your mouth. But when somebody constantly has a piece of candy in their mouth, it's because, sugar is a powerful drug. And it's because they're trying to pretty much make cravings subside. So from what I know, allegedly, he had some heart problems, but every time you seen the man, he was drinking Red Bull. Okay. Now me, I'll just stick to coffee. I'm not really much of an energy drink person. Coffee is, I drink coffee, but the man always had some sort of energy drink. So when you think about it, you get that sugar and you get that energy drink together. It's fixing some sort of high for you that you would have had if you were doing something like cocaine. Something like cocaine or heroin or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So, from what I hear, allegedly, it was cocaine laced with fentanyl. And the man was 56, possibly 57, out here telling women over 35 that they're going to die alone, but you've been divorced twice. He was a alleged high-value man who both of his wives divorced him. He didn't leave them. They left him. And from what I hear, the apartment, the place that he was staying in was allegedly not in his name. But I do remember in the beginning when people were doing a lot of research on him, trying to find out who he is, that they said that his apartment was an Airbnb at one point. So that's alleged. They said that it was an Airbnb allegedly at one point because he couldn't get anything in his name because his name was trash on credit. So, like I said, I'm not rejoicing. I'm not celebrating. It's a horrible thing. Children have lost their father. But from what I know, he hadn't seen his daughter. I know that he had at least one daughter. I know he hadn't seen her in years. And the baby mama, his ex-wife, was coming out to expose him because he hadn't finished paying child support, and the children were grown now. So he had a lot to say to a lot of people, but his ducks were not in a row, and his house was not in order, and anything can happen to any of us at any point in time. But listen, you do not get to tell black women how to feel about this, okay? When Breonna Taylor died, and Breonna Taylor was an innocent character, she didn't dabble in the streets, but because she was associated to an ex and she wasn't even with the man no more, who may have been an unsavory character, an ex that may have been an unsavory character, what I heard from people when she passed was not good, okay? What I heard from people was not good, and she died in her home, okay? And it was just all bad. So if you could sit up here and you got something negative to say about Breonna Taylor, listen, black women can feel however the hell they want to feel about Kevin Samuels. They have every right. We have every right. Now, I don't feel any type of particular way, honey, but I'm not about to sit up here and let anybody diminish the feelings of how, women feel about this particular man that put on a minstrel show to the world about us. That we are all the same and do this and do that, and it's not. A lot of us take care of ourselves. A lot of us, we take really good care of ourselves. And even though I've been married, let me tell you something. Listen, it ain't all it's cracked up to be, honey. It's just really not, And granted, I'm in my 30s. And I have a lot of suitors. I will say that. Listen, if that's all you basing your life around, your life is very empty. Okay? You have to have things that you do, goals you want to accomplish. And if women are just sitting here basing their happiness around a man, a lot of women are going to be miserable for a very, very, very long time. So, I will say this, the man is gone. On a positive note, he was good at what he did. Even though the minstrel show was getting old and I believe his numbers were kind of falling off, he was very good at what he did, and it was for entertainment purposes only. And I do believe that some of those women he paid to call in, and then, there was no right answer. There was never a right answer. So even when women gave a good answer, he was just combative to a lot of women. But let this be a lesson. Women, shut this down early. Don't engage or participate in the shows, the minstrel shows of people like this, because they're only doing it for profit, which they've been doing for a very long time. This is nothing new. You've always had a certain sector of men that have downed black women for profit. Okay? You can say what you want to say, but God don't like ugly, and he ain't too fond of cute. Okay? And that was ugly. What that man did was completely and utterly ugly. So, let this be a lesson. Don't let anybody use you for profit anymore. Out here showing the absolute worst, because the truth is, we can sit up here and say that there needs to be a black woman that tells black men the truth. And I don't participate in a gender war, so don't get mad, and don't come over here with the BS. But we could say that there needs to be a black woman that needs to tell black men about themselves, about all these damn killings going on around here, about the low graduation rate from high schools and stuff like that. We could say a lot of things. A lot of people need to be held accountable, a lot of places. But as black women, we have not been as mean to people as they have been to us, and we've tolerated a lot. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If you'd like to donate to this platform, I am at $Liztheone. I'll put my Venmo link down there also. I'm just going to leave it at that. So to his family and to his kids, I'm sorry that you have to hear this, but listen, if every video that I made was an I can't stand black men video, I can tell you right now, If something were to happen, knock on wood that it doesn't, but if something were to happen, I can tell you right now, black men would not give a damn, and they would be dragging me through the mud. So let's stop this fake ass virtuous woe is thou talk. I'm just not buying it. You don't get to sit up here making minstrel shows and mockery of your people, of black women, and then you want somebody to sit up here and celebrate your life like you accomplished something phenomenal. I will say that. So I don't approve of, what he said, but I'm not a basher. I will say this on a positive note. Please get your health in order. If you're having heart problems, make sure you're at the doctor. Make sure you have health insurance. I hope he had a life insurance policy. So for all the, what profits a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Listen, for all that he did, I hope that you had a life insurance policy, because you all know that David Carroll passed and his family had to do a GoFundMe. Okay, so as bad as he bashed black women, the black women in his family had to sit up here and do a GoFundMe to bury his black ass. Okay, so let me explain something. I hope that man had his house in order, claiming to have had all this money and stuff like that in your apartment, and your residence couldn't even be in your name. I hope that was in order. Okay? So I'm going to say this on a positive note. What can we learn from this? If you are a 56 or 57-year-old man with heart problems, you need to be at the doctor. You need to follow your doctor's orders. It is nothing cute about being a non-compliant patient, and I know that it pisses healthcare professionals off, okay, to the T. It pisses healthcare workers off to the height of festivity when you have a non-compliant patient, and then you have the audacity to sit up here and allegedly be on cocaine on top of that at 56 years old, and you already have a heart problem. So I'm going to leave that there. Get your house in order. Take care of your health. Your health is your wealth. Take care of yourself. I have a boatload of vitamins that I have to take every day. Well, I don't have to. They're optional. But I take them every day for preventative measures. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, Liz could lose a couple pounds herself. I don't feel like getting on this exercising bike. I don't feel like going for a walk every day. But I do it because, I'm trying to keep my heart and things of that nature as healthy as I can. So I'm going to leave that there. If you'd like to donate to this platform, it is $Liz_the_one. And thank you for clicking on Liz_the_one TV. I'm your girl, Liz_the_one. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Peace out.